All over the world, people are reading Chimamanda, for example, all over the world. She's on CNN, BBC, and so on. But you interact very well with the Western world and with Lagos and the Yoruba land. But how do you interact with Zamfara State?
Who knows? One can dream. The stories are for whoever finds them. The stories can. So yes, there's no character here that is in Zamfara State. I suppose to a certain extent, at the time of writing, I was also writing what I could reasonably imagine or what I knew. I didn't just want to write from just plain dry research. So, but there's always opportunity. One is open for those interactions. We have some writers from the North also, and we're in constant dialogue. There are some women now even writing from, we did have some in the previous generation. They're not very well known to contemporary Nigerian readers, of course, but we do have more voices coming through. And I think with the multiplicity of voices, there will be more.
I'm just going to pick on a few things that I've experienced recently. And I'm glad I came here because personally, permit me to go a bit personal here. Personally, I've been in a bit of a quandary because I just turned 30 and all of a sudden I get...
Everybody wants you to marry.
Yes, something like that. I'm a lawyer, so I grew up in an environment where I question things. My parents listen to me, we talk, and I don't get that pressure from them. So it's a bit weird for someone on the outside to come and say, oh, aren't you getting old? Aren't you? It's actually new to me and I don't know what to make of it, which is why I came here looking for answers. First and foremost, what I resolved to doing is to say, oh, what if I don't want to get married? Oh boy, that sets them off. And what I get in it, well, that's unnatural. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Another point of victimization that I feel is when I'm with other people and you introduce yourself and they ask me some misses, and I'm seeking why that is relevant. So I'm just looking to find maybe one of the panelists can give an answer as to how to deal with it, because up until now I have been unapologetically me. So I don't know how to please them in the workplace, for instance. I wouldn't know how to please them without ruffling feathers and all. And you have to be diplomatic about these things. So yeah, that's my concern. That's my immediate concern.
It's not a problem, but it's a big problem in Nigeria. You know, it's a big problem that people have to confront every day. What I was saying earlier about people not being subtle about what they are, those things that they're coming, that they have rolling within themselves about you. It goes back to education, as Ngozi said earlier, and also a more closed-mindedness to society. The notion that everybody must follow this path. So by the time, if it's not even 30, by the time you're 27, people who are not even supposed to ask if you have a cold will say, why don't you have a husband yet? And we could go on and on. It's just to find a store of strength within yourself to withstand this. There's no magic formula. And to just know that lots of people are going through this. And it's not just that, even the ones that are divorced are under pressure to be married. You know, children who are in school, when they've never seen the father, the children get asked, what of your father? You know, sometimes a kid, the school fees haven't been paid. I've even witnessed this before. The school fees haven't been paid, and then they announce in front of everybody, your father has not paid. And me, I was like, hey, but what if it's the mother that pays? And then everyone turned around and looked at me. So that's what I mean, that it's to be a misfit, because you constantly have to challenge these notions in Nigerian society, and it's a never-ending battle. So you just have to gird yourself and just be prepared. But hopefully the more we talk about these things, the more people will become more sensitized and be more. So to me, there's an enlightenment that's missing. There's a closed-mindedness, which maybe was not always that obvious 20 years or so before. It has to do also maybe with the rise of fundamental religiosity. I mean, I'm not just talking Islam here. I think that Christianity in Nigeria is just as intolerant as anything, so, and the way that people are straitjacketed into one way of thinking. So very few people now, talk to anyone that has come out of the university system now, very few people question, very few people can have analytical minds. So university education is supposed to enable you to be able to decide a lot of things for yourself and to be able to put forward ideas. People just regurgitate. And so it's a general issue with Nigerian society, and unfortunately the woman bears the brunt. If anything, you have my solidarity.